Welcome to the On Deck podcast for all your baseball DFS needs with your superstar hosts, fantasy baseball experts, Casey, Bubba, and Bogman. On Deck podcast is sponsored by LineStar app, the #1 top-rated data and analytics tool for daily fantasy sports.
And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the On Deck MLB DFS podcast brought to you by the wonderful people at LineStar Sports. Make sure you check them out on Twitter at LineStar app and at LineStar MLB, and download the app in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store so you can get all the tools, all the stats, everything you need in the palm of your hands to build your winning lineups. You're going to need them for Thursday, because it's going to be hard to build lineups when you're puking in the back of your mouth. So it's going to be a tough one. You can find me on Twitter at BDentric and my co-host, as always, on Twitter at Bogman Sports. Scott Bogman, how we doing, man?
Pretty good. I mean, these games are going late tonight, like later than usual. I don't understand why every player in Atlanta, except for the ones we picked, have hit home runs, but that just seems to be the way it goes. So, and then who did you pick? I feel like once
Riley
again, but the day before,
and
he homered tonight, right? Yeah, exactly. It's a worse trend than I had earlier in the year. It's crazy.
I'm really good at it right now. So, like, people seriously. Like, regardless of the swag, if you just want a home run in your lineup, just tomorrow play Austin Riley if he's available. Just like things like that. I think the Braves actually have the day off though, so might be screwed on that one. Sorry. But lots of home runs. Mookie Betts has already homered twice in his first 2 at bats because Jake Odorizzi also gave up a grand slam to Will Smith because he's garbage.
Yeah, he's not good.
The chalk Dodgers are going off. Coors is starting to warm up as we're recording. I think it's 4-3 now or something like that. So that's starting to get kicking. And will probably be 15-16 by the time we're done. And there's offense everywhere. Pitching, we said pitching would be bad, and it's even worse for Thursday.
Yeah.
It's very, very bad. There's a 5-game. Well, let me actually talk a little more about this. So there's 6 games early, and there's 5 games late. The main 5-game slate. We'll break those down game by game like usual. We'll give a brief run through of the early action. On DraftKings, you have a 6-game slate like a normal human being would. On FanDuel, you have 3 games very early, and then 3 games early than your 5-game main slate.
Yeah. So even if we tried to set it up, the prices wouldn't make any sense. It's just all over the place. So
just kind of a quick run through of what we think, like what pitchers are you interested in on this early slate? Because actually the pitching is better on the early slate than it is on the main slate.
It is. I mean, Ross has been pretty good recently, and he's going up against Nola. Those are better than anybody in the late slate. Merrill Kelly's been decent. So he's, I would say, in play. Marquez at home has been great. So and maybe Skubal for strikeout upside. That's kind of what I would look at in the early games.
Yeah, Nola and Ross are the clear 1A and 1B in that matchup, and you get a big discount on DraftKings with Ross over Nola. Both are really, really strong looks there. And then, you can make a case for Wood. You can make a case for Kelly, depending on the lineup. Like, Yaz got scratched before the game, but like Bryant and a bunch of guys sat out. So the Giants are doing the whole rotation thing right now. So you really need to see what they put out there. The only other thing I will say, you mentioned Marquez. Is he the scheduled guy? Because I can't find the actual pitcher anywhere.
That's what I saw. It said Marquez. So
perfect. If it is Marquez, I think that's a great play. That's a phenomenal play at home against Nola, Ross, Marquez. Like, that's where it's going, which tells you there's lots of bats. Where would you be focusing your stack attention on this early slate?
If I'm gonna go ahead and stack, I maybe take Colorado against Arrieta. Isn't bad. LA against Howard. I don't know. There's not very many. I mean, there's not many games anyway, but because the pitching is decent, it makes fewer stackable games too.
Yeah, Colorado definitely in play, and then Texas for Dylan Bundy. Welcome back, Dylan. That's always fun. So we can definitely have some fun with that one. And then, you got Detroit versus Martin Perez. And that could be one that stands out. Miggy Cabrera going as march towards 500.
It's like no one in Texas is hitting. Like, I would love to stack them, but they all suck right now.
It's rough. It is. It's rough. But that's the world of baseball. And it's like I feel like we're in the middle of September and we're not even in the middle of August yet. So it's going to be like looking at lineups every day. It's getting very, very, very exciting. But that's kind of your brief run through. But if you download the app in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, everything you need, the values, the lineup optimizer, the works for whatever early slate you decide to play, whatever sites you try to play, it'll all be sitting there in the palm of your hands. All right, Bogman, let's get at it. Let's talk about this wonderful wonderful 6-game main slate that we have on tap for us this evening. And let's start things off. Let me actually scroll to the actual games because I'm still up top. Seattle at the New York Yankees on this one. And we have Tyler Anderson taking on, it looks like it's going to be Nestor Cortez now, which is what it's supposed to be. We'll see if that stands. Anderson 77 on DK, 74 on FanDuel, Cortez 79 and 55. And I'm going to preface it like we've said a few times already, and we'll probably say 12 more times. Pitching is atrocious on this slate. So I at least look at Nestor Cortez here.
I'm with you. I mean, look, he's only got up to 80 pitches in his last start, but he's not a bad draw here against Seattle. And his K per 9 is great, 10.74. So he has to at least be in play because there are so few guys. Anderson, that's just a tough draw on the road against the Yankees. So I'm going to pass on him. But I also like Rizzo, 7 for 8 with a bomb against Anderson, obviously 7 for 18, excuse me. But a lot of PVB there because, Cubs and Pirates. But Judge, Stanton, Torres, and then Abraham Toro is just on a tear. 35-25, a decent price as well. Ty France, Kyle Seager, JP Crawford all been hitting as well. So those are the bats that I would pick from.
Yeah, you can pretty much play any team tonight, but I'll stick with Cortez, especially with a Mariners team that's really more so lefty dominant than righty. Toro switch hitting helps a lot to go with France, and Handiger has been kind of inconsistent, but I'll go with Cortez and that strikeout upside. I'm praying for like 12 to 15 points. That's all I'm praying for. And then I like the Rizzo call because people will see lefty and get scared off, but he hits lefties extremely well. So that's a good spot there. I believe Rizzo went deep again on Wednesday. Cleveland at Toronto. This one got spicy towards the end as Cleveland scored 2 with the J-Ram and a Mercado homer in the ninth to make it 8-6 Toronto W. You had Tristan McKenzie versus Ross Stripling in this one, over under of 10. McKenzie's 8,400 on DK, 64 on FanDuel. Stripling 88 and 8,000. Like Cleveland's offense has been so bad, but so is Stripling. Are you trusting him on this slate?
This is my note is I guess he's in play on this weird short slate, and I don't want McKenzie because the Jays, I just looked since the 18th of July. I think that was a Monday or Sunday. But since then, the Jays are 4th in the league in runs. So I just don't want to mess with McKenzie. So I'll say Stripling, I guess, is in play. There's a lot of good hitters. I mean, look, all the Blue Jays are always expensive. But if you want to go the Cleveland side against Stripling, your boy Franmil is still a decent price at 47.36. Miles Straw is cheap, 2,000, 2,600. Rosario, Jose Ramirez, Harold Ramirez are also in play.
Yeah, J-Ram and Franmil are my 2 guys. They both had nice nights on Wednesday if you want to go there. But Toronto's in play. They should be popular. Springer just is unconscious right now. Put up over 30 DK points on Wednesday. Keep playing him. His price it's not too expensive. Then you got Bichette and Teoscar, my normal story. It's like a broken record by now, but just play those 3. And if you want to add more, you can. It just gets very, very expensive. But yeah, neither pitcher for me. Like I get the Stripling appeal. I'm not doing it. I think Cleveland's actually pretty live on this one. Pittsburgh at Cincinnati. We got Will Crowe versus Sonny Gray. Over under of 9 in Great American Small Park. Crowe is 69 and 62. Gray is 93 on both sides. Sonny Gray's got to be a pretty popular pick tonight, huh?
Yeah, love the draw here. Has to be in play, like you said. He did have a start on the 12th against Pittsburgh. He only went 4 2/3, but only let up 1 run, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks. So assuming he would go deeper in this game. Crow, just I don't want to mess against Cincinnati. They've been scoring runs recently. That same date that I looked for Toronto, they were 5th in runs scored. So a little PVB here against Gray, though. 4 for 8 for Brian Reynolds with 2 bombs and a double. 4 for 9 for Kevin Newman. And then Polanco's been hitting and robbing people at the wall. Did you see that catch against Escobar the other night? It was amazing. Nice. Rodolfo Castro and some guy named Hoy Park have been hitting. Ben Gamel is in there as a cheap option too. But then, a lot of Reds, India, Votto, Farmer, Winker, Shogo Akiyama, all been decent recently. So I like to stack up Reds here.
Yeah, Reds is a great stack. I'm not going to say they're not. On this slate, I'm going to get weird. I'm going to say Will Crowe is definitely in play. He's put back-to-back 5+ innings out there, 4+ Ks, 2 earned and 0 earned in his 2 starts. He's put up over 20 fantasy points in both starts. The Reds offense is scary. It's in Great American Small Park. This slate sucks. I'm just going to bluntly say it. And I think Will Crowe has at least shown the pedigree to put together some nice starts. If he can go 5 or 6, just give me a quality start. Go 6 with 3 runs and 4 Ks. At his price point, at no ownership, I'm in on this slate. So I think Will Crowe is very, very much in play because everyone's going to be on the Reds, and they should be because they're that good right now. I'm still going to go with Will Crowe as a contrarian play. At the same time, I like the Pittsburgh bats because Gray's a great play. He's been wishy-washy, though, so there is some slip-up in play here. So I think Pittsburgh's very, very live with Reynolds, Newman, you said swinging it. Hoyt Park's been leading off playing shortstop and been very productive for the Pirates. And then you got your Gambles, your Polancos. Like, it's a super cheap stack. It affords you could stack them with, like, Toronto if you want or some other teams and totally make it work. So I think Crowe's a great contrarian option against a popular red stack. If you want to stack the Reds, go for it. Like India and Gray, like Votto and stuff, I get it. But to be contrarian on the slate, which you're going to have to be if you're in big tournaments, I think Pittsburgh's bats and Crowe is the way to go for me on this slate.
All right, I like it. I'm into it.
Yeah, because you just got to be different on this like goofy stuff. Kansas City at the Chicago White Sox on this one. We got Daniel Lynch versus Dallas Keuchel, your favorite. Over under 9.5 on this one. Lynch is 63 and 59. Keuchel 72 and 7,000. Tell me why you like Dallas Keuchel.
I mean, I don't like him, but I would say he's in play. I have three guys. Gray is one of them. But Keuchel, I think, has to be in play. He did his last start against Kansas City. 6 innings pitched, 3 earned, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. Not exactly what we're looking for, but on a short slate, quality start is good. Lynch got rocked against Chicago on what would that be? May 8th. 0.2 innings, 8 earned, no strikeouts, 1 walk. So not into him, but I am into stacking up any White Sox stack you want to do. I like Goodwin, Cesar Hernandez, Tim Anderson, and Ravon. Jose Abreu went yard tonight. And then on the other side, if you don't want to start Keuchel because you're sane, Whit Merrifield, 7 for 20 with 2 doubles against him. Michael Taylor, 3 for 9 with a double. And then Salvi, Edward Olivares, Hunter Dozier have all been hitting as well. So like the bats more, but you got to take a pitcher somewhere.
Yeah, I get it. Lynch is kind of in that Crow argument for me as well. Since his recall, 6 innings and 8 innings in his 2 starts, 3 earned and no earned. Strikeouts just haven't been there. That's what kind of limited his total upside. But he's actually been good since his recall. The prospect pedigree is there. It's scary. It's the White Sox. I get it. But on this slate at $6,300, I think Lynch, I'd almost rather have Lynch than Crow, put it that way. Because the Reds bats scare me a lot more than the White Sox bats right now. So I think Lynch is in play on this slate. And I kind of like some like Edward Olivares for some value. Salvi Perez, they both went deep on Wednesday. They bring some nice upside against Keuchel, who usually limits the hard contact, but we've seen a little more out of him of late where he's being more human, which is great to see for us non-Keuchel fans. Minnesota at Houston. Griffin Jacks, like he sounds like he should be in the XFL, against Framber Valdez, over under 9.5. All these totals are through the roof. Like
I thought it was a Mortal Kombat character.
That works too. That's probably that or a G.I. Joe or something. Yeah,
yeah,
Street Fighter. Like, yeah, you're much more in the right wheelhouse there. Jacks is 58 on DK, 6,000 on FanDuel. Valdez is 99 and 97. We were speaking before the show. Valdez has not looked like the ace we wanted him to be, but on this slate, he just might be that ace, Bogman.
Yeah, he's definitely not at his peak right now, but still probably the best option today. Did have a start against Minnesota on June 13th, 7 innings, 1 earned, only 2 strikeouts and 3 walks. So it wasn't his best start either, but you got, like, once again, you got to start someone here. So I like him today. And then I like Aledmys Diaz has been hitting, Altuve, Brantley at 31 and 33. It's just a great deal. Tucker, Carlos Correa on the Minnesota side. If you're not going Valdez, pick a pitcher. Pick a catcher. Jeffers and Astudillo have been good. Miguel Sano's been hitting. Polanco's been hitting. So those are the bats I like here.
Polanco's been hitting very, very well. He's one of those that I even saw on the early slate, the Reds-Twins game. A lot of people played Luis Castillo and Polanco in their lineups, and it paid off both ways. So small slates is doable. It's tough to stomach, but it's doable. He's very, very good. I do like the Valdez call on this slate because if anybody, I feel like he can right the ship, and this Minnesota offense it's pretty rough right now. Like watching today's game, outside of Polanco and Arias, it was dreadful. Like really, really bad stuff. So I think they're really in play. Brantley went deep off of Scherzer in the first on Tuesday, so in that price tag, like you said, it's very cheap. Tucker, Jordan Alvarez is stroking it. So Houston's obviously a great play on this slate if you want to take your talents to Houston. Last game on this slate, we have the Atlanta Braves at the St. Louis Cardinals. It's Touki Toussaint now. They've made that change for now. Maybe we'll get Kyle Muller. Who knows these days? Yeah, it's all over the board. Going up against Wade LeBlanc. If it is Touki, he's 74 on DK and he's going to be probably free. Yeah, he's not even priced on FanDuel. They still have Kyle Muller at 77. So you'll have to wait and see, everybody. But we have Wade LeBlanc, who is a fun one. He's 67 on DK, 57 on FanDuel. Either pitcher for you.
I guess if it's not Muller was one of my 3 guys. So
I liked Muller in that matchup too. Yes,
I guess I'll pivot to Tukey, but it just re-solidifies my love for Valdez and Sonny Gray here. He was a little bit better. He had 3 1/3 innings, but 7 earned against Milwaukee his last time out after that amazing 10K performance. So I guess put him in with Keuchel and Stripling in the maybe I'll start these losers section. I mean, at that point, just go with Will Crow. Who cares? Yeah. Just take whoever's cheapest.
That's my theory. It's like, what's really when we start talking like, floor ceiling conversations, like Will Crow, like how far off is he from some of these guys and you save money? Like,
yeah.
It's not that crazy to think that this could happen type thing.
I'll go with mainly bats here. Freddie Freeman 4 for 8. Well, none of this PVB matters either, but Freddie Freeman is still a good option. Austin Riley, Dansby Swanson, Jorge Soler hit another bomb tonight. Ozzie Albies, Jock Peterson have all been hitting on the St. Louis side. Carlson, Molina, O'Neill, Edmund, Arenado, Goldie. I'll go with anybody there.
It's weird. LeBlanc's actually been good over the last month. I was doing a thing for an upcoming show, like the month of July, like his ERA and everything. He doesn't strike anybody out. The Braves bats, like they tear up Lester. They're mediocre versus Happ, but then I started reading stuff and looking at things. The strike zone was ridiculous for J.A. Happ. Like it was criminal, like 4 inches outside of the strike zone sometimes. Like it was one of those that it probably shouldn't have.
And weren't they talking about umpires and how some umpire, like on MLB Network, when they were talking about that game, they're like, yeah, we just knew some umpires were going to give a much bigger zone, all that stuff. So
yeah, so that happened. And so in reality, if you did play Atlanta, did it stink? Yes, but don't you were on the right path. You just got screwed basically. Like Soler was, long story. I had Atlanta. But I go back to Atlanta versus LeBlanc because if anything, he doesn't go deep. And that St. Louis bullpen's getting used a lot lately. So I'm with you on the usual suspects, the Rileys, the Solers, the Albies, usual guys versus lefties.
Swanson just hit one 600 feet foul. So
that would have been you. That would have been swag for you. Yep. There we go. That means Riley didn't do it because he hits in front of Swanson, so that solves that puzzle. But Soler went deep a day late, guys.
Yep, there you go.
But so it's one of those slates. As you can tell, it's hard to stay focused on just this mediocrity of 4A talent. Recapping things real quick, Bogman. Who are your pitchers tonight?
Valdez and Gray. I mean, that's pretty much it. I guess I'd throw in Stripling and Keuchel and maybe Tukey.
Yeah, I'm good with Valdez. Cortez is in play for me. And then it's like Will Crow, Lynch. I guess is where I'm at. I'm willing just once I get to past Cortez, I'm like, I'm just going to punt and get bats now. Like that's what we're going to do today. So that's where I'm at on this slate. Speaking of bats, you can pretty much rinse for all 12 teams here, but who are you looking to stack?
I mean, like you said, you could stack whoever you want. I guess my favorites would be Toronto against McKenzie, Gray against Crow, even though you're recommending him, I get it. And the White Sox against Lynch. I just don't. They've owned those guys recently, so I'll just stick with it.
Yeah, I'm good with Cincinnati versus Crow if you're not using Crow. I get it. At the flip side, I like Pittsburgh as a contrarian stack versus Gray. That's one of those I like quite a bit. And then I like Houston in their matchup against Minnesota and whatever mess is getting thrown out that direction. Griffin Jacks, I forgot. He's after he gets done facing, gets Hadoukened, he's going to come pitch against the Astros. And then I like Atlanta once again. But if I have to narrow it down, give me Houston and give me Toronto. I guess it's everybody go watch the LineStar YouTube channel. Like go check it out because I'm not even making this up. I can't fake these feelings right now. But it's a beautiful we have. If you check out the LineStar YouTube channel, subscribe, give the old thumbs up and the goodies there, and also give a rate review on iTunes to the show. We truly would appreciate it. And download the app in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, the LineStar app. It'll get everything you need. You're going to need it tomorrow for Thursday, and you're gonna need it probably for the rest of the season because it's gonna be fun. Plus, football's around the corner. We have preseason football this week, Bogman. Preseason football game.
Yeah, my team on Thursday. Yeah, tomorrow.
Pittsburgh Steelers. He's got Mason Rudolph going under center to start the game. Pretty
Yeah,
pumped,
way more excited for Dwayne Haskins, but yes, yeah.
It's gonna be great.
It's starting. We can't wait to see who goes out for the year in this game, because every single year the Hall of Fame game, the field sucks and somebody gets hurt every single year.
Yeah, they'll say the turf monster is going to get somebody. It's a given, just who and when. But other than that, make sure you follow LineStar on Twitter at LineStar App and at LineStar MLB, because they tweet out a lot of great content all day long, and most importantly, they tweet out the home run calls of the day that I'm a day late on all the time, but Bogman got one this week. Humphreys is always pretty good. So see what all three of us do when they tweet out the home run calls, retweet it. 3 lucky retweeters will get paired with us, and you'll win some free swag if our guys go deep. And I apologize, it's not an IOU program. It just doesn't. That's got to be the day of. It's a one-time, you got to show up and claim the prize thing. So that's how it works. But Bogman, on Thursday, August 5th, who is your home run call of the day?
Give me Rizzo against Anderson. I know lefty and all that, but he has a pretty good track record against him, so I'll go Rizzo.
I do not hate that one at all. I am going to Houston in this one, and we are going with actually, I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to do it, even though I like Will Crow in this game, Joey Votto's going deep.
Okay.
Joey Votto's going deep, because I said Crow can give up 3 or 4 runs. Just get me like 5 or 6 innings. I'll survive. So Joey Votto goes deep in this one. You're going with Rizzo. I'm going with Joey Votto. If you guys have like a significant other at home, take them out Thursday night. But just don't log in. Just don't do it. That's my best advice. Like, if I give you any advice, do that. But if not, enjoy it. Good luck. Play with the app. Get all the good stuff there. And more importantly, we have a full slate on Friday. We will have covered for you guys to get you into the weekend and ready to rock and roll. So check out Bogman on Twitter at Bogman Sports. I'm Matt Bedientrick, and good luck, everybody.
See ya.
Thank you for listening to the LineStar App On Deck podcast. Download LineStar app from the App Store or go to LineStarApp.com for all your DFS baseball needs. If you love the On Deck podcast, support KC, Bubba, and Bogman by rating and subscribing. Good luck.